question about Ma.
Yeah.
Well, I have this idea that our bodies, that we have bodies partly because we have karma.
That's right. Our bodies, the particular form our body takes is an expression of our karma. But our bodies, you know, Lord Shiva or reality or that is taking the form of everybody. So there's nothing wrong with bodies. Bodies are, as Swami Lakshmanji said, the ornament of reality. This manifest life is the ornament of Lord Shiva, the glamour of Lord Shiva. In the Tibetan traditions, they refer to them as ornaments and jewels, the jewels of manifestation. So it's not like when you become enlightened, you don't have a body. You could have any body. I don't know if that's where you were heading, but I broke in and went there anyway.
Well,
if you were heading there, go and tell me what you meant.
Okay. Well, I'm thinking about Ma and not having any karma and having an ordinary and extraordinary body.
Yes. Just like we could be Jivan Mukti, we could be liberated in life, and we could appear as a body, but a body without karma, which would mean that we would not be condemned to stay in that body if we didn't want to. Remember the phenomenon of light body, prakashakaya, which is a well-documented phenomenon in these traditions where someone chooses the moment of their death and then dissolves this body back into the subtle lights of the 5 elements. This is someone who has control over the form of their manifestation. So it's not that we wouldn't appear in a body, or that just simply appearing in a body means that you have karma. That's talking on a relative level. On another level, anybody know what I'm going to say?
No.
There's no body. There's no body.
There's no body.
There's no body.
There's no karma.
There's no karma.
Karma is only a relative experience. There is only totally enlightened nature here, producing all these experiences of limitation. But in the absolute view, there is no karma. And you don't have a body in the sense that you think you do. You have an experience of a body. You are Lord Shiva playing the part of you having that experience of that body. But in reality, you're made of consciousness and energy. And it's all equal. Everybody has total equality. Whether it's a worm or a king, whether it's a deva or a murderer, every body, subtle to gross, hugely impacted by karma or not, is made out of consciousness and energy, totally awake, aware, and alive. And on that level, every single manifestation is in a state of total equality with every other manifestation. And there is no karma. Because as the 16th Karmapa said, my favorite thing, nothing ever happens.
So would you agree that, or say that, that your karma is not personal, yet it exists as an energy?
Well, if we're talking about on a relative level, like your experience as a being who thinks that they ended their skin or has that experience sometimes, then there are many different kinds of karma. Personal karma, ethnic karma, gender karma, national karma, blah, 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 on and on. You're like a bag of endless karmas. If we're talking about on an absolute, and that's what we have to deal with, Spiritual bypassing is when we try to have some sort of absolute view before we've really realized it, and we refuse to deal with our actual day-to-day experience. Right? That's spiritual bypassing. I'm not saying you're doing that. I'm just explaining for the GP, From an absolute view, there's no karma at all, personal or impersonal. Because everything here is enlightened Shiva nature just accomplishing itself, doing what it does, creating this incredible panoply of experiences for its own enjoyment. like producing these glorious experiences for itself, like, you know, the most incredible artist one could ever encounter. But we have a somewhat different experience of it. And so we wake up more. Yeah, Giovanni.
How do we acquire these specific karmas? Because we all have different.
They're like
karmas.
they're like colors on a palette, or like parts in a play, in a drama. It's just like there can be infinite colors on the palette of a painter. There can be infinite manifestations of this one incredibly creative consciousness and energy.
And
Yeah. Do you want to hide under a blanket? You can do that.
how do specific karmas come to specific people? Use them? Is it arcane?
Well, on a relative level, yeah, when you do things over and over again, you create momentum in time and space.
So we create our karmas?
Only on a relative level. And you don't create all of them. There's lots of other factors, right? So you didn't totally create everything that happened. In fact, you know, you're just one factor. But fortunately for us, we have spiritual practice, which means we can relax our karmas and discover a wider view and discover how to work directly with nature in a more effective way and have tremendous clarity and at the same time enjoy things rather than suffer. And eventually realize our identity with this entire reality, that we don't end at our skin, that we're continuous with everything.
So it's the play.
Yeah, it's the play. Our karmas are the play of God, the lila.